All right, I'm back. It says congrats, this is your 10th broadcast, but I don't know if this is working. Nikki, can you hear me? Tim? Jeff, is it working? Yay! Okay. I just need a little confirmation because my phone is so old and I'm super stubborn. I refuse to buy a new phone. I don't want to be under contract. So, hi Kaylee. Is it working? Somebody give me a thumbs up. Yay. Okay. Now we can start. Hallelujah. Okay. Thank you guys for sticking with me and my old phone and my unwillingness to purchase a new under contract. So, welcome everybody to the Women's Wrestling Mindset Wednesday. And I have to admit, like, as I'm going live multiple times in multiple attempts, my title gets shorter and shorter. So first it was Women's Wrestling Mindset Wednesday with Leigh Jaynes, and then it was Wrestling Mindset with Leigh Jaynes, and now it's just Mindset with LJ, because I just couldn't type anymore with it. So, last week we talked a little bit about, I think we did self-knowledge, week 6, and just kind of like, we talked a little bit about routines and getting back into just knowing what you're doing and feeling comfortable with your plan. And I know that I have a wrestler out there who did ask some questions during the last session, and I was happy to hear that she implemented some of those things and was very successful this weekend. So congratulations on that. And what's really cool about that is that was just a fraction of the program. So, I mean, if I could just really get a hold of everybody that wants to be the best in the world or wants to reach their full human potential, no matter what it is, I can't imagine what a person like that would do with all of the information that is provided in these worksheets and these workbooks. I had a really cool, and everybody needs a mentor, and I hope that I can be that for some people. And today I had the amazing opportunity to speak to a mentor, Dan Severin, and some of you guys may know that, but his name had come up in my path a few times, and finally I had an opportunity to connect with him and hear some of his words of wisdom, because he is where I want to be eventually. And he was able to really solidify writing down your goals and really having writing them down and having a mentor to help you clarify some of those milestones for yourself, so that you can have evidence that you're going back. You can go back and look at your book and say, like, this is how far I've come. You know, here's where I was before in the front of this book, and then here's where I am now. And you wouldn't believe, like, it's light years beyond what you could ever have thought you could achieve in just a short period of time. And so it's a process, and I'm just it's been that way for me, and this program is only, even as I coach it, taught me more and more about how to attack life. So, and grab the bull by the horns, as Dan said today. So I'm going to see if I have any. I want you to do something again here in Nebraska. Oh yeah, of course, I will definitely come out there. I I hear a grr. That must be referring to my lion's mane. I am Leigh the lioness. And I know that my mane gives me a ferocious lion look and a lion attitude. And that leads me into predator and prey. When you know, we're intended to be in the predator mindset. I mean, if you think about all of the animals that are considered prey, their eyes are on the side of their head, right? And our eyes are on the front because we're intended to hunt. So if you think of it like that, eyes in the front, eyes on the side, gonna hide, eyes in the front, time to hunt. So today we're going to go over something in the self-knowledge again, because really in self-knowledge, like, you're just scratching the surface of just understanding your mindset and understanding what needs to happen to become consistent in your in your competition and your performance. So really, we go through the whole thing and we find out what you need the most, but until you really fully understand yourself, it's going to be hard to answer some of those other questions. And so in self-knowledge, we attack and understand, do we really love wrestling, or what it is about wrestling? Or are you good at reminding yourself why you love wrestling, or why you love fighting or competing or whatever? So and I'm going to ask the audience out there, are you good at reminding yourself why you love to do what you do? And, you know, shoot, let me see. Anybody out there good at reminding themselves when times get tough? And Lord knows life is hard. I mean, I've had my ups and downs and peaks and valleys. And when those times and when you're in those valleys, are you good at reminding yourself why you love to do what you do? I got a yes from Kaylee. Let's pick Kaylee. Kaylee's my favorite guinea pig. Not a guinea pig, but Kaylee, are you good at reminding yourself why you love wrestling? Oh, we have Coach Omar Feliciano out of New Jersey. He says he loves to see the smiles on kids' faces. That's what's up. Never quit. Kaylee says, I just keep my mind on what I'm working on, how it's all going to happen and something will affect me. She says, yes, I am. So it's not about winning and losing, right? Because I've asked this question to some kids in Colorado, and I said, what do you love about wrestling? And they said, oh, the big trophy. I love the trophy. I love the big gold medal. And that's great. Like, winning gold medals is amazing. That's, of course, like what all of us are striving for, right? We all want to win at life. But you know, you don't always get what you want. And so, like, when you're not winning and when you're not performing, let's say, like, hi, Dennis. Let's say, like, when you're going through something, like when I came back from having Evelyn, I lost every single match in 2014. Every single match. And I have to admit, at that time, I was really looking to find out why I was doing this. Like, nobody expected me to come back into wrestling. Like, I'm losing all these matches, and I'm now feeling like a little bit less confident in my ability to get the job done. And I felt like I was constantly reminding myself why I love this. Why am I doing this? Tony Rodriguez, out of Nebraska, he says, as a coach, I find I love what I do for the kids. Just got one of my wrestlers to a college scholarship. She called me crying. That's what I love more than wins and losses. I love helping kids. That's what's up. Yeah, I'm feeling that now as a coach too. And I don't know what it is, but like, when I see a kid really perform well and do something like that they didn't think they could do, like for instance, we climbed the ropes yesterday and a kid said, I can't do it, I can't do it. And she climbed farther than she thought she could. And I'm like down at the bottom and they're kids, you know, they don't think about it, but I'm like having mommy tears of like, you know, I'm inspired by that, you know? And so I feel that, that as a coach, so I can identify with that. You know, but I think like when I'm in practice and I'm just going to fill out this worksheet as if it was me, like coaching myself. So you guys are going to hear what it is that I love. In practice and workouts, I really love to sweat. I love to work hard. I love challenge. I love to push myself to the very limits of my physical and mental capabilities. I love to fight and grind it out, and I really love to just work hard on moves and learn, and I love to have attention of people who want to help me accomplish something and the camaraderie of a team atmosphere. And I love routine and schedule. As much as I think I fight that sometimes, admittedly, I perform better when I have myself on a regular schedule. But for me, I feel like I have to have my own hand in it. You can't tell me anything like you need to be here or you need to be here. I have to come up with those ideas on my own. Otherwise, I have this like oppositional defiance that I just go and do the opposite of what is probably good for me, which is a little self-sabotaging. But you really have to have a personal touch to your own schedule, feel autonomy over your career, if that makes sense. I have some responses here. Wrestling makes me feel powerful and good about myself by working for my goals. Yeah, and when you reach a goal, that you feel good, right? Even if it's not winning, if winning is not your goal, like if you set a goal to accomplish this, like Kaylee, your mom told me that you were working on this move and you accomplished it in practice. You wrote it down, you set your mind to it, and you made it happen. And that is a win, you know? Those are those wins, those little wins that you need in order to, you know, get to where you're going. And so in matches, what I love about matches is I love the excitement of competition. I love it when they say, and in the blue, you know, from the United States of America, Leigh Jaynes, you know, and everybody's like, ah, you know, I mean, I don't know. At least that's what it says. That's what it feels like in my head, you know, like it's like, yay, you know, Leigh. Yay. And sometimes people are like, boo, you know, because they're for the other team. But it is, you know, I don't mind that. I don't mind that opposition. To me, I love proving people wrong. I love, you know, the fact that somebody goes out there thinking that I am either the underdog or that maybe that I'm the person that's supposed to win that match, and I validate that by winning that match. Or if I go in as an underdog and nobody thinks I can do it, that I overturn people's minds and do something amazing that nobody ever expected. That makes me feel amazing and accomplished. And even if I fall short, you know, to be able to recover. And that's something that validates me too, that I can come back from a loss. I can come back and be stronger than I ever was before. And that makes me feel like no matter what life throws at me, no matter what circumstances I'm in, I can always win in the end. I can always find a way out. I can always come back and be stronger than I ever was and rise up and brush myself off and keep moving forward. And I think that is what mindset is all about. And so, and what I love about tournaments is I get to travel all over the world and wrestle. I mean, at one point I was getting paid, you know, $100,000 to compete in the sport of wrestling. And that is a phenomenal thing when I look at that. And when I was in the moment, I didn't think of that. I just thought about, you know, myself, because wrestling can be like a self-centered sport. You know, you're almost like emotionally immature sometimes because you're so self-centered. But, you know, I love traveling all over the world and seeing all these places. And without wrestling, I would not have been able to get a scholarship to go to college and to get a degree, and now I have a master's degree, and it's because of wrestling, and you know, going to all these tournaments and getting to see all the other teams and the other coaches that you know, I wouldn't otherwise get to see. I get to meet people from all over the planet, and you know, it's just an amazing experience. And you know, those things, if I think about, that's what I love about wrestling, you know, then it helps keep me grounded. It helps keep me thinking about those positive things. And when you're more positive, you're relaxed about what, you know, and you have less anxiety. When you're in a good mood, you can adapt and be more creative. And that's something that Helen Rulis has expressed, that it's her canvas, it's an art, and she feels creative. And that tells me that when she's listening to the music and that makes her feel happy and relaxed and calm, that, you know, that she can go out there and perform. And you know, we're all on our path, and everybody's going to finish their journey, you know, getting something different out of it. But and not all of us are going to be Olympic champions, but I do wholeheartedly believe that everybody has the potential to be their form of an Olympic champion, whether that be in whatever sport it is, whether it be in your career, or you know, coaching kids, or actually performing out there in whatever sport it is that you choose to do. So you know, that's where Donnell Bradley, what's up, Donnell? My teammate from Missouri Valley College. Satisfaction equals accomplishing what others say you cannot do, even yourself. Yeah, that self-talk, man, that's a real thing. I think most of the time I'm my own worst enemy, you know. And I also think, you know, that leads me to one final lesson that I've learned in my life. And I, at one point, couldn't hear. There were so many people around me, and the only thing that my mind tuned into when I was in those valleys was the negative, the people that were telling me that, you know, I'm never going to accomplish this. I had one coach that told me at one point that I have an overconfidence issue, and, you know, just silence those. That is the enemy talking. That's the enemy talking. And when I finally woke up and realized that that's a lie, that I can be as confident as my mind will allow me to be. I'm going to walk the walk, and, you know, and talk the talk, and I have to believe in myself first, and then I will, you know, attract like-minded people. I will attract people that will also feel the same way, that are going along the same path, that are on the same mission as me. And, you know, and silence those they're going to be there, but they're going to fall away. They're going to fall away and just fade into the background, because they're going to realize that their words have no place in your life. And that's real. Says, and now representing the United States in the blue, Mother Bleepin' Jaynes. That's right. So, anyway, it says, I should come to Georgia. I am coming to Georgia. Donnell, I'm going to be in Georgia this year, and actually next month. So please message me, and let's link up, and let's do something, because I miss you, and I want to just catch up and see what you're up to. So if there aren't any more questions out there for me, I will close with a quote. Oh yes, Kaylee, you're in Georgia too. I love the South. I love the South. I have a lot of family there, including my wrestling fam. So, this is from Proverbs chapter 24, verse 10. And if I falter in times of trouble, how small is your strength? If I falter in times of trouble, how small is my strength? I'm not going to crumble. I'm not going to falter, because I'm strong. I'm strong mentally, physically. And I train to keep my mind strong. And that's what it's all about. And if you're interested in doing the full wrestling mindset program, you can always send me a private message on Facebook, because all of you guys are my Facebook friends, and I all know all of you on some level personally. It says, what kind of relaxer do you use? Oh, be quiet. That's not funny. Anyway, but if you want to message me, focus. If you want to message me about the Wrestling Mindset program, or you have any questions for me, like I said, these vlogs are just scratching the surface of what the program actually can do for you. You can also go to thewrestlingmindset.com and look at some of the options. There is now a kids mindset program, which is pretty awesome, because they're not like adults in little bodies. They're little kids. So we have to kind of talk to them differently, don't we? So anyways, I'm going to go to bed now. And everybody have a wonderful night, and I'll see you next Wednesday.